Dajhao, hi guys, it's Jeanet, and welcome back to our channel. And we are finally back for more Modazushi manhwa reactions. It's been a while, but we are just so excited. And there's been like a lot of trauma in the last two chapters so far. So if you want to catch up on that, if you haven't watched it yet, the link for that will be in the description below. It's on Kictor's channel, and it was fantastic. But yeah, so we are going to be continuing with chapter 246 and 247.
Okay. To kill my father, my wife, my kid, my brother, if it's not the last resort, why would I have done those things? Oof. Oof, this sounds like it's gonna be a fun chapter.
Oh, the joys.
This is a fun little romance book. Second brother. I no longer have the intention of taking the chief cultivator position, and the Stygian tiger seal has been completely destroyed too. We have known each other for so many years. You know the way how I treat you. In bed.
Yep.
After tonight.
Okay, sorry.
After tonight, I'll be traveling far to do Ying without coming back ever again in this life. For the sake of these, let me live. Oh. I don't know what to think of this. What do you think of this?
On the one hand, I'm like, this must be a very humbling experience for him, having to beg the one person that he trusted and loved in his entire life for this. But also the nerve of the guy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh. Sect Leader Jin, you said the Stygian tiger seal had been completely destroyed. Could you take it out for me to look at it? He's like, yeah, that sounds good and all.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Young Master Wei, a piece that has lost its use will only bring bloodshed disaster. Do you think I'll still carry it with me? Yeah.
It seems convenient.
I wouldn't know. Perhaps you could find another Shu Yang. Ooh. Owned. He's like, oh, I'm the sassy one. Second brother, every word of what I say is true. Oh God, the pain. No, let's go back to these happy moments. Look at these happy moments here where they look at each other and they blush and nothing else.
Oh goodness. And it's kind of bad because he's stuck in that typical situation of the boy who cried wolf, where it's like, why should we trust you now after all the lies?
Exactly. Exactly. And he thought, you know, he's like, I have my one saving grace. That is, I have Lan Qichen's trust. He's like, no matter what, for some reason I played my cards right and Lan Qichen trusted me. So this is my last final Hail Mary and it's gonna work. Sect Leader Jin, I have told you before that when you went your own way on planning such a riot at the burial mound, no need to call me second brother anymore. Ah! No more Arga! That's so sad.
That is just, oh, that's tragic.
That meant so much to Jin Guanyao to have that trust and that literal sworn brotherhood with him. Everything they've been through, everything.
Yeah, and okay, again, I just want to like take 2 seconds to fangirl over MXTX and the fact that just those two simple words carry like all of the implications and the meanings that you just voiced, that we know exactly how bad this is.
Yes, exactly. The shame that comes from not being able to say, like, you can't call me Arga anymore. What happened at burial mounds was my infatuation, but I can't go back anymore. Oh man, he's desperate now. He's screaming.
his infatuation. What kind of... I shall not say that. Never mind. Let's continue.
What do you mean by can't go back? Brother, do not engage in excessive conversation with him. Lomwanji's literally like, this guy, he has been tricking you for years. He knows how to manipulate you. Don't let him talk.
Lanjan out here literally like, I will exceed my word count for the day just to convey this to you.
Oh my god, that's so funny. I received the letter. The letter said in 7 days, these things would be publicized for the world. Ooh. To let me either confess my guilt and apologize or wait for my death. Even so, you can't just go the whole hog and settle on murder. Otherwise, what could I do? Oh my god. Lan Xichen is like, murder is not okay!
Murder is not the answer.
Lan Xichen looks in the camera, is like, am I the only one that thinks this still? Am I the crazy one? Oh my god, that's so funny. Second brother, there's no third path. It's either their death or mine. And you know what? This sounds evil, but I think he truly believes this. And he's like, no, I had to do this.
But I think it's very telling of his view of the world, because I mean, okay, like, not to shame him, most people, if they're in a good headspace, it is kind of like survival instincts to the max. But it's very telling that he's like, it's either their death or mine. I feel like that is literally what has driven every single one of his decisions his entire life. It's either them or it's me.
Yeah.
And there's just no, like, the only blind spot in that entire worldview was Lan Xichen.
Oh. Ugh, you can tell he's torn up about it. Isn't it all because you let the evidence fall into someone else's hand? Look at him, he's shocked. It's like, how could you say that? Second brother, to kill my father, my wife, my son, and my brother. If it's not the last resort, why would I have done those things?
It doesn't make it better if you list it out like that, Meng Yao.
He's like, this is gonna sound great.
This sounded like, better in my head.
Yeah. Could it be that in your eyes, I am really that insane? He's like, it's starting to look that way, bro.
It's like, do you really want me to answer that?
I like this though, because Jing Guanyao is straight up being like, I am smart and I don't want to kill people, but I had to. And the fact that you think I'm just killing people out of insanity is insulting. He's like, don't you see this had to happen? Yeah, don't you see the red strings in my mind that make perfect sense?
And like, Wei Ying and Lanjana is just watching this like, we need to get Meng Yao a PR person. He's messing this up for himself.
Fine, I'll ask you a few questions. You can explain them one by one. Brother! Lan Xichen is giving him so many chances because he straight up loves him. He does love him. So he's like, you know what? You are smart. I understand you. I've given you chances in the past. I'm going to give you another chance. And Lomwanji's like, you idiot!
But the thing is here, which I think is very clever, is if the roles were reversed, if it was Lan Xichen standing in Lanjan's space and Lanjan was having this conversation with Wei Ying, it would be going exactly the same way.
Yes, and I think that's a very key element here, is that they both are friends with people that are like the scapegoats. They're both friends with people that have all this blame and have been doing things like in the wrong way. And then when it comes to his demise, you see the key difference. of what happens.
Mm-hmm. And it's also interesting to me because I feel like it's so clever because here we see kind of what has already been set up at a point before we started reacting to it, which was when Wei Ying and Lan Zhan were staying in the cloud recesses, hiding out after Wei Ying had gone. You've watched everything. After Wei Ying had gotten stabbed, and Lan Shichen was like, "You would try, like you have Wei Ying and you trust him inexplicably. Why do you blame me for having that same trust for Meng Yao?"
And Lan Wonji is just like, my boyfriend is actually good because yours is evil.
Mine is just misunderstood, okay?
But it's true, and I think it's genius, and I think that's why MXTX made the plot and the characters the way they are, like for this reason. And I truly think it's to show the genuine bond that Wang Xian have, because Lan Zhan would never do what Lan Qichen ends up doing to Jing Guanyao. Jumping forward a little bit.
But I do think one important key difference, and this is something that, like, sorry to you, Kictor, but that makes me struggle when it comes to shipping Lan Shichen and Meng Yao, is the fact that Meng Yao is at the end, like, yeah, he doesn't ever directly hurt Lan Shichen, but he's okay with hurting everyone around Lan Shichen, and he knows that that will hurt Lan Shichen.
Yeah.
And he's okay with doing that. Whereas Wei Ying would never put Lan Zhan in that position.
Yes, Meng Yao is not nearly as good of a boyfriend as Wei Wuxian is. But you know what? At least Jing Guanyao was aware of his feelings. Take that. Don't worry, he's injured, and his weapon is seized as well. He can't play any tricks. Lamonji's like, he's been playing tricks on you just with his voice for like 30 years. The trick is that he's taken your heart.
Oh no.
First, your father, former sect leader Jin. Did you really use such a method to... I would like to answer this question last.
He's literally like, I would really like to be excluded from this narrative.
That's so funny. Your wife, your sister, Chin-Su. Did you really marry her while knowing what kind of relationship you had with her? Yes. Lan Chen's like, but really, I had no choice. How could you have no choice? It's your marriage. Wouldn't it be fine as long as you chose not to marry? You could have married me.
I mean, to be fair, this is the one thing where I legit feel a little bit bad for him.
Me too. Is this marriage something I could refuse not to marry her with just my word? Second brother, you have to have a bottom line for your naivety.
Ow.
I spent so much effort for Qin Kang Ye to agree my marriage proposal. To suddenly cancel the marriage? What kind of reason should I use? Do you know why Madame Qin didn't go to Jingguanshan but came to me secretly begging instead? And then the note is Madame Qin is Chin-Su's mother, also Jingguan Yao's stepmother. She's originally the wife of Jingguanshan's subordinate. Because she was raped by Jingguanshan. I hate him so much.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because obviously the people from the Wen sect have a very bad rep for a good reason for the most part. But like this guy was kind of crusading as a hero all along, and he turned out to be one of the worst.
Yeah, fuck this guy. Everyone gasps.
Shocked Pikachu.
Oh, everyone gasping. Oh my god. If I suddenly break off the marriage, they would have noticed what was going on. Jing Guanshan and Qing Kengye would have fallen out and turned against each other. Who would be the one to meet the worst end? When you put it that way. Even though you had no choice but to marry Chinsu, you could have treated her coldly. Why did you? Why even give birth to Asong and killed your son with your own hands? I never touched Asu again after the marriage. Asong, we had him before we married. Back then, I was afraid the long night fraught with dreams and additional disasters. The long night fraught with dreams means he was afraid of the delays that might ruin everything. So he was pretty much like, I thought we should have the kid quickly because of our marriage getting delayed. So they fucked before he knew she was his sister.
Yeah, and so that's like the one thing where I feel like genuinely he had no idea, and I can understand like the self-disgust and self-hatred that might spring from that.
And I love like the reason I'm able to like love him so much is like this fact too, that he's like, I never touched her again after I found out. Like, thank God. Thank God. If they made him gross,
Yeah, like
I would not be wearing this shirt.
yeah, like literally that's like, well done, you got one thing right.
Yeah, because also like, you know, it wouldn't make sense for him to like be a gross person sexually either, growing up with like his mom who was like a sex worker.
Yeah, I think it's, can you imagine though, he like probably is like, this feels weird to kind of discuss a fictional character's sex life, but can you imagine he probably never had sex with anyone ever again, because that would be so traumatizing as well. Like, you already have all the trauma from like watching what your mother went through, and then first time and that happens, it's like, okay, never going anywhere near people again.
Truly. And I think I even read on his character page, it might say this in the book, like he didn't take on like any concubines or anything either. Like he did it with Chinsu to have a kid, and then was like, fuck. And I'm sure never ever again. Like, there's definitely trauma there. Ugh. Third, don't try to quibble it and answer me. Did you intentionally plan the death of Jin Sejun? They're like, okay, that one checks out. But what about Jin Sejun? That's why he's like, we could answer the other ones in the other order so you understand my evil plan, actually. But okay,
yeah, like I just like, want you to understand me.
Yeah.
Oh my
it's true though, because he is like, I need to explain it in the right order for you to truly understand, because he does want them to understand, right? Like, it's not just an insane plan. He's like, this happened, everything happened evil for a reason.
I mean, I don't think he really cares about them. I think it's purely Lan Shichen, and I think this big, like, if he had really kind of given up on trying to win over Lan Shichen's trust, probably he would have just answered not caring about the order of things. But no, he wanted his motivations to be understood.
Yep.
Which I think indicates that he still hoped that he might win him over one last time.
Yes. Brother, you believe him? Lamonji again is like, lies.
Oh, goodness.
Naturally, I don't believe that Jin Sejun ran into the interception at Chongqing Path by accident. However, let him speak first.
That is kind of the problem, though, is he keeps speaking and he keeps talking his way out of things. So,
but interestingly enough, Lan Qichen is doing the thing that like society doesn't let people do. He is actually letting the person explain themselves, which can be used for bad, but in this case, Meng Yao is actually telling the truth. Oh.
Yeah, and I think like a lot of people like if we're taking this like to today's environment, undervalue how important like intention and motivation for actions can be, because like killing someone is killing someone, true, but killing someone because you get sick pleasure out of it versus killing someone because they threaten your family, two very different motivations.
And if
yeah,
society
I
only
just
sees it the one way and then you just get labeled as like a ruthless killer, it's a lot different than hearing the story.
Yeah.
Nervous. Oh, baby. Jin Sijuen. I indeed didn't run into him by accident. Oh, okay.
They really like the cliffhangers.
This week's chapter in Pikachu. Oh my god. Jingguan Chen's horniness was unstoppable. Raped Madame Chin and got her pregnant. She gave birth to Chinsu without telling anyone that she was Jingguan Chen's child, which makes her Jingguan Yao's half-sister. Jingguan Yao and Chinsu became a couple without knowing anything. They both had sex before the marriage, and Chinsu gave birth to the child song. Before the wedding, Madame Chin went to Jingguan Yao and revealed everything. Blah times 3, lots of drama, but the marriage must go on. When Aslong was around 7, he was killed by other clans' cultivators, but everyone thought that it's Jingguan Yao who killed him because he didn't deny any suspicions that came to him. Chinsu then suicided because she found out that they're half-siblings and believed that Aslong was killed by Jingguan Yao from the letter sent by unknown. God, it's terrible! God on the existence of Jingguan Shen. God, whatever in creation exists without my knowledge exists without my consent. What? I think I need a minute to be judgmental. What a lovely day on the Good lord. Oh man. This week's chapter got everyone like, who is who? What kind of K-drama is this? So who died?
I love the fact that MXTX does this thing where she writes soap operas and she makes it good.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a soap opera. Why is it that even if I greeted everyone with a smile, I might not even receive any good colors? Aww. I don't deny that I deliberately told him about the intercept at Changji Path, but I just thought that you and him had never been on good terms. He just so happened to encounter you when you were being troubled by his cousin. Anyhow, a little bit of pain was needed. How could I have foreseen that you would simply kill everyone present?
I was like, oh, this isn't really my fault, blame shifting type thing as this is. What I really appreciate about this is the fact that with a lot of shows and movies, they do the thing where things that legitimately the bad guy could not have foreseen is somehow part of his master plan. And I love that he was like, no, I was just gonna cause a little bit of trouble. I didn't think you'd like kill him. It just turned out great for me.
Yeah. You're really... Oh. Why? This is so sad. Oh my god, the child? Why did you kill my dad? This is sad. This is fucked up.
This is honestly for me the worst part of this entire like temple scene is why did poor Jinling have to be here for this? This just feels like you know, he could have just gotten a summary. It's fine. He didn't need to be there for all of this.
Why did you have to do this? Calm down, calm down. Why? Aling, then could you tell me why? Why is it that even if I greeted everyone with a smile, I might not even receive any good colors? Good colors means the expressions of people's faces, aka respect. He's using a metaphor to describe the disrespect he received. While your father was insufferably arrogant, people flocked to him. Why is it even when we were born on the same day? Oh, oh my god, he shares a birthday with Jin Se-juen. You know he never got any presents.
Oh my word.
Jin Guanshan could host a grand banquet to one of his sons on the same day as the other's birthday and watched his subordinate kick his other son down Koi Tower. On his birthday? That happened on his birthday, Jeanet? That would fuck me up a little bit. That would make me think maybe murder's okay. Getting kicked down the stairs on your birthday while the other brother is having the birthday party.
I mean, honestly, one thing you have to give him props for is the fact that he still has any brain cells left after being kicked down the stairs multiple times.
He has so many concussions. Oh my god. Ugh. Rolled from the top floor to the bottom floor. Stop making excuses. You kill whoever you hate, but why touch Jin Se-juen?
Fair.
Oh, look at Nihoi Sung holding on to him. Oh my god. Oh, that's so sad. Rolled from the top floor to the bottom floor. Ugh. As you've seen, I killed all of them. And even in such a way. Lan Shichen's like, oh, I don't like it when you say that.
Oh,
Second brother. Arga.
I love how he's like, he forgets himself and then he says something that's like really incriminating and reminds Lan Shichen of why he shouldn't be trusting this man. And then he's like, but Arga.
Yeah. So was he actually not responsible for Jin Se-juen's death?
I'm inclined to believe him. I think it's a bit more nefarious than he's kind of like glossing over now. I don't think he legit planned his death, but I do think he maybe hoped he would be injured, or that something would happen that would strengthen the like gap between the like Wei Ying and the rest of the world.
Yeah. So I think I'm getting like multiple adaptations like mixed up here. In one of the adaptations,
that happens to me as well.
Does Jin Guanyao like play the flute and control Wen Ning to kill Jin Se-juen?
It wasn't Jin Guanyao, but it was an Untamed. I think Sushu maybe did it.
And then was it Susha who did it in the Untamed when Yanli died too?
I think so.
Does that
probably? I don't think it's not as far as I remember.
Okay.
I think they kind of mellowed down a lot of Wei Ying's truly heinous moments, because censorship.
Oh. So in the original book, it truly was Wei Wuxian like losing control of his power and causing deaths, and in the Untamed, they were like someone else was interfering with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like as far as I can remember, like I also have the issue where my adaptations start getting mixed up.
Yeah. That's so
but I
frustrating.
think I think in both instances he kind of genuinely lost control, and then like things would happen and it would snap him back out of it basically.
Right.
But it wasn't like at both times, as far as I remember, wasn't like a conscious decision to injure or maim, you know.
Yeah. But it's either like one version of genuinely losing control and the other version of like someone else is making you lose control.
Yeah, or making it look like you're losing control.
Yeah. Okay, so in this manhwa, Jin Guanyao actually didn't want Jin Se-juen to die. He was like, yeah, I kind of said you should get over there, and I didn't know what would happen, but I didn't think you were gonna fucking murder him. Interesting.
But as much as that's like, okay, wow, good for him. He didn't intentionally plan Jin Se-juen's death. I'm like, for how long though? Like, you can't tell me that he wouldn't maybe have decided to murder him further along the way when it became convenient for him. It just happened a bit ahead of schedule.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, oh, how convenient. To this father of mine, I'd held hopes as well. In the past, as long as it's his command, no matter how stupid or hated I'd be, I would still obey it. But you know what disappointed me completely? I'll answer your first question now. It wasn't that in his heart I'd never be worth a single hair on Jin Sijuan. It's also not that he's tried to get rid of me after that. Instead, it was the truth he once told the maid beside him when he was out indulging himself again. Women who have read some books with unrealistic thoughts, they're the most troublesome. 'Cause his mom could read. If I brought her freedom and took her back to Lanling, who knows how much she'd be entangled. Son, don't mention him. So Jingguan Yao found out that his dad was like, I'm not bringing your mom in here because she can read. That's so fucked up. He's like, my mom was awesome and smart, and she was actually punished by that because my dad is such a fucking asshole.
Yeah. I think probably he didn't want someone who was potentially smarter than him, which, I mean, if you're as bad of a person as he is, that makes sense, because if he matches with someone who's just as bad, he will be outsmarted.
Yep. Second brother, look, I, as a son, only worth these 4 words. Don't mention him. Look at the pain on his face. He's like,
I like that he's kind of still smiling at the same time, because I feel like
he's learned
it really
to smile
speaks
through the pain.
to exactly.
He's even laughing. Even if your father, you still, what is the use of saying all this now? I can't help it to seek pity even after doing all the bad things. I'm that kind of person. Wah! Oh shit! Don't move. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he made his little pity party and invited Lan Qichen, and he came in, and then now he's strangling Jin Lang.
Yeah. And then John's over there like, I told you.
He's literally like, Wei Wuxian, didn't you confiscate his weapons already? I indeed confiscated all his strings. Oh. He hid it inside his body. Ew.
Yeah.
That's gross. Aling, don't move. Jingguan Yao, if you want hostage, it's the same if you switch with me. Oh, Zheng Cheng protecting Jinling. He's a good dad. Also,
yeah, no, that's
Jingguan Yao being the other uncle. Oh, dear.
Almost all the meme of the uncles. I can't stop thinking about it.
That'd not be the same, sect leader Zheng. You're injured and difficult to move. You'll hold me back. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sect leader Jin, did you forget to take something with you? Your loyal subject is still here. Jingguan Yao's gonna be like, I don't care. Sect leader,
Lord.
no need to care about me. Oh my god, this guy is too loyal. Why?
I don't know. Like, there's not even the justification of he's in love. He just,
This guy's
I mean,
pathetic.
I know a part of me knows kind of what his motivation is, but it doesn't make it any less kind of sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
In a pitiful way, because I think his only motivation is he felt seen by Meng Yao. But yeah, that is kind of sad, and then it's just worse when you think about the fact that Meng Yao probably saw the same weakness in him that he felt in himself, and even though maybe a part of it was genuine, like kind of like camaraderie, feeling bad for him,
Yeah.
can't tell me a part of it wasn't manipulation.
This guy he's cringe. Oh my god, Jeanet.
The way he's literally like, thank you, now I don't even have to feel guilty about it.
Oh my god, that is the funniest thing that he could have possibly said there. Sec leader, no need to care about me. Thanks. I won't. That is so funny. Oh my god, yes. I'm in love with him. Sec leader Jin, you lied again. He's like, me? Lie? Just this once. Never again. Bro.
Yeah, because you'll be dead.
You're running out of moments. This was what you said last time. I can no longer tell which of your words are true. Thud, thud, thud.
You know what frustrates me before we get to this like epic moment?
Yeah.
Is Meng Yao's continued like shock at like, oh, you don't trust me anymore? Like, but I thought we talked. And I told you my tragic backstory, and then I betrayed you, and you still don't trust me.
Yeah, are we forgetting the "and then I betrayed you" part? Like, why did he have to take Jin? Why did he take Jinling as hostage? Why? Like, what? Like, truly, what was the point of that?
I think he legit he's so used to having the upper hand.
Yeah.
Fighting for his own survival that he can't give up regardless of knowing that he like there's no point in running away.
He's like, I'm sorry, that was poor impulse control. You're right. Bam. Bam. Wow, swish. Wen Ning? Oh shit.
When Ning just being yeeted.
Yeah, straight up, just boom, barreling through. Lan Qichen being fed up with Jing Guanyao. Days without lies. Oh my god, that's so sad.
Try seconds, not days.
This is where I fall and become evil. Stop trauma dumping? That is funny. Oh man, those were some good chapters, dude.
Yeah.
This part of the book is great.
It's so bad because I think it's kind of so cleverly done from MXTX's side, where she wants to let the reader know what the motivation was for Meng Yao doing what he's doing, without letting them forget that you can feel sympathy for him, but that doesn't erase the like terrible things he does. And she does it with like, oh, you know, here's the sad backstory, and then immediate betrayal just when you kind of get so like lured into a false sense of security.
Yes.
And I think that that's more than anything is what made Meng Yao unsavable.
Yeah.
Like, because I legit could see if this final kind of betrayal had not occurred, where he was willing to use his own nephew as like a hostage, I could see Lan Qichen maybe like helping him escape and then being like, okay, this was like one final favor for the years that we were together, and I won't see you again ever after this type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But even though he's like, no, I wasn't actually the cause of my son's death, and I wasn't actually the cause of Jin Qishuan's death and all this and all that, he still ends up making bad choices that put the people that he's supposed to care about and the people that other people around him care about in danger.
Yeah, that, which is like, so I'm just going back, like, maybe it's because when he confessed to like killing his dad and the reason for doing it, maybe he saw that like Lan Chen didn't see that as like a valid reason, because like he confessed it and he was like, look at all these things, like he raped so and so, he's a fucking asshole, and he said he kicked me down the stairs and told me that he didn't even want me to be there, so I had so much reason for killing my dad. And then when he laid it all out on the table, Lan Chen was like, even if your father's still like why, like you still murdered him, like what's the point in saying all this now? And then Meng Yao's like, I don't know if he's saying this truthfully or not. I can't help
no,
but see
I think he actually kind of is. I think he's kind of laying his soul bare because he's realizing that all the talking that he's done up till now, that's his form of manipulation, it's not bringing the desired result.
Yeah. So he's like, it didn't work, so now I'm asking you to pity me for all that I've gone through. And he's still, I guess, not convinced it's gonna work, so then he grabs a hostage. If Lan Chen just pulled him into his arms and said, my sweet summer child, no one will hurt you again, and I will never say, ugh, that son, maybe he wouldn't have grabbed Jinling.
Oh goodness, if only. If only the two of them had run away like pre-Sunshot campaign like they wanted to, then maybe it would have been fine.
Just why did he grab Jinling? Why? Come on.
Oh goodness, I'm kind of curious to see, because there's one thing that happens to one of the characters that happens in the novel, doesn't happen in the Untamed for obvious reasons, and I think it also doesn't happen in the Donghua, and I'm kind of curious to see if it happens here.
Oh.
Yeah. Because it's kind of a thing where I'm like, I actually prefer that they didn't copy the novel, because the novel, I'm like, this does not feel practical. I will explain it once we get past that point and I know whether it's happened or not.
Okay. I'm intrigued now.
Any final thoughts before we finish this off?
I just want to know. I would like to see people in the comments say why they think he grabbed Jinling. Like, I think what you said makes a lot of sense. Like, he has that ingrained in him that he needs the upper hand, and he knows that would be like a real upper hand, whereas he doesn't think that his like pity party story really gave him the upper hand kind of thing. Oh, it just makes me so sad. It makes me so sad.
I don't think this wasn't necessarily intentionally done by MXTX, but I think it can really be looked at as the trauma of the previous generation really has a way of working itself into the trauma of the current generation. And I feel like Jinling is a prime example of someone who could have possibly healed from the trauma that he genuinely has because of things that happened in his life, aka his parents dying, but because of everything else that is the trauma of previous generations being inflicted and reflected onto him, he now sits with so much more emotional baggage than he would have if that hadn't happened.
Yeah, absolutely. Which makes it even more fucked up that Jing Guanyao grabbed him. He's like, haven't you done enough to him?
Exactly. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm not sure when we're going to be doing the next few chapters, but I don't think it's going to be as long between this video and the next ones. If luck is with us, we shall see. No promises. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and otherwise, we'll see you guys again next time. 再见。